Hey everyone. I have been getting a lot of questions from the veteran community, and I cannot answer all of them individually. So I just decided I would jump on and make a quick video and answer them at once. So I'll try to do this every Friday if I can. That's my New Year's resolution. And also call out anything that I learned this week that I think could help those that are transitioning. So I did share out a cheat sheet this week. For those of you that we haven't met yet, I am Laura, and I was on active duty for 11 years, and now I've been in the National Guard for about 3. And it's just been a passion of mine to help other vets who are transitioning, kind of in lieu of being able to thank all the people who helped me. I would rather pay it forward. So the question that I've been getting a lot, and I was talking about this week quite a bit, was should I stay in the military or should I not should I move on? I'm at the 5-year mark, the 10-year mark, and a lot of vets particularly feel that those are important milestones, myself included. And what I always tell them is to not think of it as a binary, should I stay or should I go? But really it's more, what would I do after if I go? And I think that's where a lot of people just kind of jump off the cliff and then try to figure it out on the other end. But there's actually a lot of opportunity to do that before you leave. And then if you realize that, the opportunities on the other side are not as attractive as staying in, that kind of will help shape your decision. So for example, I originally had submitted paperwork to get out at the 9-year mark, and my boss had told me, in the civilian world, you look for a job when you have a job. And also, there's a big difference between being a passive candidate and being an active candidate. That's I'm interested versus I absolutely need this job. And I think that's what sometimes happens to veterans who transition, is that they're in that I need a job, and they'll take something that they don't really understand or that's not exactly the right fit. And Chamber of Commerce had produced a stat, I think a few years ago, 44% of veterans leave their first job in the first 12 months. And part of that is always because of fit and really understanding the opportunity. So some things that you can do. So I was at the 9-year mark. So I pulled my papers back. I started going to career fairs. I started networking. I started actually applying for jobs, seeing was I getting any interest from recruiters? Was I getting any interest? Creating different versions of my resume. I did the active mentorship program with American Corporate Partners. I started asking for projects at work that I thought would allow me to work on things that might have relevancy to this corporate sector. So those are the types of things that you can do. And I actually didn't end up transitioning to the 11.5-year mark. And it was a lot. It was a lot to do all of that at once. And I was working as an aide de camp in the Pentagon at the time to a senior leader. So it took a lot of multitasking. But I think that might be a healthier approach, is to make sure that you are confident you can land on the other side successfully. And then the other component is you don't necessarily just have to think of it as a binary, I'm leaving the military, I'm leaving this sense of identity that I've always had. I ended up going into the National Guard, and I think it was the best decision I've ever made. I absolutely love the National Guard, so I still get to put my uniform on, and I kind of tell people it's like breaking up with someone but agreeing that you'll stay friends with them, because you don't want to see them every single day, but at the same time you do get to have that 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. You'll get to continue to go to training. The National Guard sent me to Command and Staff College, so there's so much educational opportunities, and then you can still get all the benefits. And I think benefits meaning all the health care and the insurance, and if that motivates you, or gives you that confidence that maybe you can take that dream job in the corporate sector that might not offer you all the benefits that the military did. So when you're thinking about staying in and getting out, don't think of it necessarily as this binary decision, but more, are you prepared for what's on the other side? So I will see you maybe next Friday. Happy Friday.